on.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Dairy Milky Magic Day Camp. I'm Auntie Sharon.
And I'm Ryan.
And we're happy to be here with you again. Last week, we visited San Fernando and the San Fernando Hill, took a ride on the last train, learned some cool Bollywood dances, got strong and fit and exercised and got to the top of San Fernando Hill and had a fantastic puppet show from the CKFTO puppeteers. This week, there's lots more fun in store. So we're just going to wait a little bit for the live to build while everybody joins us. So Ryan, did you enjoy last week?
Yeah, I did.
What was the most fun that you had?
The train.
The train. You like the train?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how many people went and took a trip to see the train in San Fernando. If you did, you could put us a message in the comments. Maybe you have a picture of the train. If you did, we'd love to see it. Remember that we have 5 goodie bags to give away during the live. At the end of the live, we're going to have the draw. And to qualify, you need to comment, like, share, just take part and let us know you're there. So get in gear to interact with us, and we will see at the end of the live who is the lucky winner, or winners, I should say. 5 of them, right? Yeah, really cool Dairy merch packs. Okay, so who is out there this morning? I'm going to take a look to see who is on. Let me see if I can see who's there and say hello. Looking to see. All right. Say good morning, guys. Want to know who's out there? Not seeing the line. Okay, so let's see who's out there. We're taking a look. Ryan, can you see who's there? Let's see. Let's see who's on with us this morning. Okay, let's see. Hi, Jeanette. How are you doing? Okay, so we have Kaisha and Khalid with us. Amrit. Hi, Amrit. Ryan, who else are you seeing? Oh, Nishana's here again. Hi, Nishana. Who else is here? Arya. Welcome, everybody. We're really happy that you're here. So we're using our technology here to see who's logging in with us. And we're going to wait a little bit till everybody gets here. We know you might still be having breakfast. Everybody's sleeping late these mornings. All right. So who else is here? Say hi. Hi, Zadie. Hi, Josanne. Lovely to see you all again. Okay, Ryan, who else are you seeing there? You tell me. Okay, Nicole. Hello, Nicole. Welcome, everybody. All right, did we miss anybody? Hi, Shada and Simone. All right, are you all excited this morning? We are really happy to be here again. We have a full week ahead. Of course, we have more dancing. We have more exercises. And at the end of the week, we have a special film on Thursday. We have The Temple in the Sea. It's going to be up only for 48 hours. So make sure and catch the film The Temple in the Sea on our Thursday broadcast. Okay? All right. So everybody is here. What time do you think it is, Ryan?
10 o'clock?
Yes, it's 10 o'clock. But what else do we do when we start count?
Sing the Dairy Milky Magic Day Count song.
Right, we're going to sing the song, okay? So, all right, Dairy Milky Magic Campus, here we go! Milky Magic 1, Milky Magic 2.
So many exciting things to do.
Milky Magic 3, Milky Magic 4.
We've got cool places to explore.
Milky Magic 5, Milky Magic 6.
Friends and fun, the perfect mix.
Milky Magic 7, Milky Magic 8.
Dairy show makes it great.
Milky Magic 9, Milky Magic 10.
I can't wait to come back again.
Woo! And we are back. And by now, you guys should be singing along the camp song with us too. All right. So today, on our tour of Trinidad and Tobago, we are going to the Caroni Swamp. Have you ever been to the swamp, Ryan?
Yeah, Yes, I have.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yes.
Yeah,
it is.
it's one of my favorite places actually. It's such a place of stunning, stunning beauty, and I think that everybody should visit the swamp because it's quite a magical experience. So we are going to visit the swamp today. But Ryan, do you have everything we need to go on the trip? Because you know we're going on a boat, right? We're going on a boat. You have your water, you have your insect repellent,
Yes, I have.
right? You have a hat. Yes, you have a hat. So
I don't have my camera.
you don't have a camera, boy. That's the main thing we need on this trip because there's so much to see and to photograph. You better hurry up. Go get your camera. Right. So while Ryan is off looking for his camera, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the swamp. So you know I like to paint, right? So let's paint the swamp. All right. We're going to paint the swamp. Right. So the Caroni Swamp is one of 2 swamps in Trinidad and Tobago, and it is the largest mangrove swamp. It takes up a space of about 12,000 acres, and it's a protected site. It is on the western part of Trinidad, and the Caroni River feeds into it. The Caroni River is about 40 kilometers long. Now, what is special about this swamp is that it's the home and the nesting grounds of one of our national birds, the Scarlet Ibis. I'm sure you would have seen the Scarlet Ibis on our coat of arms and on our documents that we do for government and so on. You'll see it is one of our national birds. The other bird is the coquelicot, which lives in Tobago. We don't have coquelicots in Trinidad. But the Scarlet Ibis lives here in the protected Caroni Swamp. Now, the Caroni Swamp, let's start painting our swamp. So I'm going to put all the big leaves. You go down the swamp, you're going to see lots of trees. Now, it's a mix of mangrove forest, marshlands, and tidal mudflats. So when the tide is low, the birds come and they feed. They stand on the mudflats and they feed. Now, one of the birds that you'll see quite often in the swamp these days is a visitor that we have, the flamingos, the pink flamingos. You'll see them feeding on the mudflats at low tide. All right, but the real stars of the Caroni Swamp, of course, are our Scarlet Ibis. So there are lots of beautiful trees and mangrove. Now, all of these plants are specially adapted to live in the swamp because the swamp is fresh water, a river that meets the sea. So at some points of the swamp, you get sort of saline, brackish water. So it's a mix of the salt and the fresh water. And the mangrove plants have adapted to be able to handle salt. So I'll tell you a little bit about this in a few. Let me put my trees in. Right, so I'm putting in my trees. Lots of trees. Okay, so if you like, you can paint along with me. You can get some blue paint, some green paint, a little bit of red, a little bit of yellow. We'll need the red for the Scarlet Ibis. A little bit of white for your clouds and your water and your reflections. Okay, so you can get your page. You can paint in your blue sky. All right, and then you can start to put in your trees. Okay, so I'm going to put in my spots in my trees. Okay. So how many of you have been to this swamp? You could probably let me know in the comments and let me know what was your favorite thing in the swamp. Okay, so we're putting our trees in, lots of trees. When you go deep into the swamp, it feels almost like a cave for a little while because all the trees are hanging over the water. Okay, and then all of a sudden, as you reach the end of one of the canals, you're out into the lagoon where there are little islands of mangrove where the flamingos and the ibis will you'll find the flamingos and the ibis out there. The ibis and egrets roost in those little islands of mangrove. Okay, so we're going to put a little island out here. Flamingos. A little island of mangrove for them to roost on. Putting in our little island. And then we put some more trees here. Hanging over the waterway, so I'm going to do the either side of the canal. Okay, so we put either side of the canal in. Okay, so they're dredged out canals. And of course, they're also natural tributaries down to the sea. Some of the canals have been dredged out. Putting in those edges of the canals there. A little bit of green. Okay, and as I said, there's something very special about mangrove trees. Does anybody know what it is? Mangrove trees are very specially adapted to live in the brackish waters of the swamp where there's a bit of salt. Normally salt would kill a plant, right? But mangroves have found a way and adapted to overcome the presence of salt in the water. Okay, so let's put those in. A little bit on my island here. Island. Turned out nice. Each part of this ecosystem is very important. The Caroni Swamp is home to over 100 species of birds. So it's a bird watcher's paradise. If you go in there, you can go in with your binoculars and your cameras and you can spend a day looking for birds in the swamp. Some of them hide very well. Others are quite bold and you see them often. So in the swamp, other than the ibis, you'll also find ducks. You'll find herons. There's even a type of cardinal in the swamp. Lots and lots of different birds that make their home in the swamp. So this is why the Caroni Swamp was protected under the Ramsar Convention. It became a protected site so that people are not allowed to hunt or fish or poach in this area. Our national bird is also protected. There's a very, very stiff fine and jail term if you decide that you want to go in and shoot our national bird, because long ago people used to hunt the ibis for its meat and for its beautiful red feathers. But then the population of ibis started to decline. So they said, wow, we have to do something. So they protected our national birds and made it illegal for anybody to hunt our birds. And there are game wardens in the swamp that look out for people to make sure that they're not hunting or disturbing the birds at all. Okay? Our birds are very important. This area is a protected park. It's a protected park so that we can maintain this very, very special ecosystem of birds, crabs, caiman. There are lots of other animals, silky anteaters, different types of animals that live in the swamp. We want to make sure that they continue to survive for generations. So that is why the swamp has been protected. The swamp also has another very important function. It acts as a windbreak from the wind. So it can actually slow down storm force winds coming onto land. Very important, especially in hurricane season. So all the mangrove acts as almost like a wall prevent destructive wind. Also, our mangrove helps to filter the carbon dioxide out of the air, which is something extremely important. So we have nice, clean, fresh air. So this is one of the reasons, two of the reasons that we need to look after our swamp. All right, so I'm putting in the water of the swamp. Okay, let's put a little reflection in water. Okay, so you can put a little bit of white into the water. Okay. Bring in our reflections down into the swamp. And I still have something special to tell you about the mangrove. Okay. Putting in our reflections in our water. The clouds in the sky. Okay, so we see our swamp starting to take shape. And then my pussycat Jinx is paying us a visit again this morning. I think she's a movie star. Put some clouds up there in the sky. All right. And as I said, there's a very special thing about our mangrove. And that is the roots of the mangrove trees. Now, the roots of the mangrove trees are specially adapted. You notice when you go into the swamp, they come up and out of the water, almost like a big spider. And there are lots and lots of them that cluster together and keep the plant upright. Now, there are a couple of reasons the roots are like this. One of them is the roots actually help to filter the salt water out of the swamp, so that it prevents salt from coming in and only water nutrients go up to the plant. And also, these large spreading roots help to support the mangrove trees, prop them up, they're like props. So if you're coming down into the mangrove, you'll notice these roots, and you have to be careful not to get stuck in them when you're going by, as they come all out into the river, and sometimes you'll have to duck because they'll be in the way. So these are very, very special roots that help to keep the tree up, and it also helps filter the salt out of the water so that the trees can grow and thrive. Now, these roots are important for another reason. They're the home to many, many animals. If you look very carefully when you're going through the swamp, you'll notice little crabs clinging to the sides of the roots. You'll notice barnacles. All right. So lots of animals hide within the root system. Okay, so next time you go into the swamp, and I hope your parents can probably take you to the swamp over the holidays, look at the tree roots and you'll see how many animals live there. You'll notice a lot of insects too, things like dragonflies flying around. There are lots of dragonflies in the swamp. Okay. The vegetation is very mixed. You have marsh-type trees, you have mangrove trees, some taller trees in between, all living on different parts of this mangrove ecosystem. Okay? And it makes it a perfect place for birds to build their nests. It's also the perfect place for fish to come and lay their eggs and have their babies. It's actually it's considered a nursery for some of our fish. They come here to have their babies. So the swamp is important for many, many reasons. Okay, wash my brush off. This is why we need to look after the swamp and protect it. All right, so we're putting in the things. I think I need to put in a few more leaves for my trees. Okay. Now, as I said, the ibis come home every evening to roost in these trees. They have their homes in these trees and they come and sleep for the night. But where do these ibis go during the day? Well, a lot of them fly 11 miles away, the mainland of Venezuela, where they feed during the day. So they fly all that way across the Gulf of Paria. They go and they feed. And then in the evening, when the sun is setting, they come back home to roost. These ibis are very friendly birds. They love to stay together with their friends. They like to nest in groups, and they do that for protection as well. They're very social animals. They love to stay in their groups. So they'll all fly back home together. You'll see them coming in by the thousands, and then you'll see them sitting in the little groups on the trees. So I'm going to put a few ibis in. Let me paint some ibis in here. When you see them, the trees start to turn red. Now, along with the ibis, you'll also have some of the white egrets. Right? They also like to roost in the trees. Everybody has their favorite spot. Put a few ibis coming home here to the swamp. All fly in together. I'm doing very simple little ibis, like little bees. You can put them in. And the ibis cover the trees all over. And they make their nests. Okay, it's quite a spectacular sight to see these ibis coming home. Put lots of ibis in, all flying into the swamp. Put a couple here on the island. And tour guides would tell you each of the birds have their own favorite spots. They have their little groups of people, they have their own little line, and they decide which island they like best, and they go with their little line to that island. So it's a perfect place for people who love birds and for scientists and researchers to come and see these magnificent creatures, because the Caroni Swamp is the most accessible site for ibis in the world. Also, a great way to bring tourism in. So tourists come to the swamp to see these birds and have this magnificent experience that they can't have anywhere else in the world. All right? Well, I wonder where Ryan is for. He's really taking long to find that camera. Ryan, where are you?
I'm
Where you have
coming.
your explorer hat? Don't forget to put on your explorer hat, you know. Yeah, make sure you have your explorer hat. Ryan has to come in like Indiana Jones today. Right, so he's all ready to go on an adventure. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into the boat. We're going to get into the boat here. Let's get into the boat. All right, so we are going to get into the boat to go down the swamp, right? So we're going down the swamp. Yeah? All right, so we're going down the swamp here. Oh, it's so relaxing. I love getting in the boat and going down into the swamp because it's such a lovely thing to do. It's calm, it's quiet. You have to be very quiet because you don't want to scare the birds off. And the quieter you are, is the more animals that you see. Ryan, are you seeing any animals? Take a look. What are you seeing?
Birds.
Birds? What kind of birds are you seeing?
Scarlet Ibis.
You seen the Scarlet Ibis? Nah, man, it's too early for the Scarlet Ibis to come home. I feel you need to clean your lens on your camera. Look around and see what other animals are we seeing in the swamp. What are you seeing?
Crabs.
Crabs! Oh God, I don't like crabs at all now. Keep those things far from me. I don't like them at all, at all, at all, at all. What else is seeing? That's it. Oh, look at that over there. Look, you seen that climbing out on the riverbank over there? What's that, Ryan? Climbing out on the riverbank, looking all scaly and, oh my God, it has teeth. What is it? Take a look, take a look. Look at it, it has big teeth and a tail. What do you think it is?
What is it?
It's a big caiman, look at it. Aren't you seeing it? You think he might have us for dinner? He might have us for dinner, you know, I feel. And we look, well, okay, what else are we seeing? Oh, look at that butterfly. Wow. Yeah, there's a butterfly. What else are you seeing? I don't think Ryan's seen anything, you know. What? What are you seeing? A snake! Oh, snake! Don't tell me snake. Oh, yes, there's snakes in the swamp. If you are going through the mangrove, you'll see some crooks, tree boas, up and sleeping quietly up in the tree. Now, there's no need to worry because they're non-venomous snakes. We only have 4 types of venomous snakes in Trinidad, and unfortunately, the snakes that love to sleep in the trees above the boats are non-venomous. So no need to worry. All right, what else are we seeing as we're going down there? Oh gosh, Ryan, duck, look at mangrove there. Duck, duck. All right, okay, we're cleared through. Oh, we're going on a long journey down to the lagoon. Just now, it's very narrow in here, but soon the waterway opens up into a big, big lagoon with the islands of mangroves all around. And this is where the birds like to come in to roost. All right, so Ryan, get your camera ready. Get your camera ready because just now, the birds are going to come in. Are you ready to take pictures?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. We'll sit in the boat and we'll look. And what else are we looking around? Oh, look, there are a couple of flamingos feeding over there on the mud flats. Now, they only come in at low tide, you know, the flamingos. So, and those are visitors from abroad. They're American flamingos. Yeah, but they live in Venezuela, a lot of them. And you can also see those flamingos down at the Temple in the Sea, which is another place we're going to be visiting later this week. All right? So tell us some more things. What other things you think we might see in the swamp? What things do you think we might see in the swamp, Ryan?
Of course, the Scarlet Ibis.
Well, yeah, we know we're going to see the Scarlet Ibis, but I'm sure there are other things. What other creatures do you remember seeing when last we were there? Mosquitoes, yes. Oh, goodness. Remember the mosquitoes?
Oh, yes.
When you go into the swamp, you have to make sure you have on your mosquito repellent because there are lots of mosquitoes. Right? Big mosquitoes. They could almost carry you away. So it's a good thing to wear good thing to wear repellent, right? All right, so we're getting down and we're just going to anchor up here for a minute, just bob with the boat, and let's wait. Because you have to wait patiently for the flamingos. And I think the flamingos are going to make an appearance just now. What do you think? It's coming down to sunset. Keep looking, keep looking. Ah, I think I see the flamingos, Ryan. I think I see the flamingos. Yes. Oh my goodness, look, over in the distance.
And the Scarlet Ibis.
All right, and okay, and look, some egrets over there. Wow. Scarlet Ibis are gonna come soon. All right? Yeah. Look, it's the Scarlet Ibis. Look, are you seeing them? Get your camera ready, quick. Look. Oh my gosh. Look at them. Wow. I can't believe it. Oh, wow. They are so amazing. Look at those. Are you seeing them?
Yes, I am. This is
Wow.
so majestic.
Wow. Whoa. They're getting close. Make sure you have your camera. Woo, look at all those ibis. They're so beautiful. There's so many of them. Wow. Okay, I think they're going off. To the island to roost now. Wow, did you get lots of pictures?
My lens was closed.
Your lens was closed. I don't believe that. Oh well, we'll just have to come back to the swamp again, won't we?
Yes, we
Yeah, we'll have to come back to the swamp again. Oh, wow. So we're going to go back out of the swamp with our trusty tour guides because they're wonderful tour guides in the swamp that tell you all you need to know about the swamp when you go. All right. So seeing that we had the chance to see the magnificent Scarlet Ibis and also the wonderful flamingos feeding on the mud flats, I think Ryan and we're going to try the craft today and we're going to make a flamingo and a Scarlet Ibis. All right. So we have a Scarlet Ibis here. And what we've used to make our Scarlet Ibis is we've used two, let me take my thing off of my materials here. Okay, so we're going to use 2 plates each. Good to have plates because extra plates. So we have 2 plates each. For our Scarlet Ibis, we need some glue. If you don't have glue, you can use a stapler. And we are going to use our scissors as well. All right, so we have our scissors, we have our paper plates, we have our paint. We've gotten red, white, and black paint because we can use the red and white to mix the pink for the flamingos, and we use the red for our Scarlet Ibis. I also have a little bit of orange, tiny bit of orange we can put on the legs, although the Scarlet Ibis legs tend to be a very, very light pink. But if you want to make your ibis a little more funky, you can use a different color. Now, we want you to have fun when you're making your ibis and your flamingo. If you have feathers, you can stick some feathers on. If you want to draw little flowers and cut out and put them on and make them into like a disco flamingo or disco ibis, go ahead. If you have googly eyes, you can stick googly eyes on. But we're going to do a very simple flamingo and a simple ibis. And we hope that when you make your ibis, you'll use your imagination and decorate it any way you like. All right, so Ryan, are we ready to go?
Yes.
Now, in case you needed it, in the comments on the page, there's a little template that has the shapes for the ibis and the flamingo. You can use these to help you, but we're also going to show you just how to cut it out freehand, okay? So Ryan, what would you like to do? You like to use a template, or do you want to just go freehand with me? Just go freehand? Okay, we'll go brave. All right, so we have our bird. Very first thing we're going to do, okay, we're going to hold your plate, Ryan. We're going to take our plate. Now, you can use a pencil if you want and a ruler to draw a line across the center so you get a nice straight line. But we're going to cut our paper plate in half, okay? Ryan, you want to use your bigger scissors? If you like, you can use my big scissors here. All right, so we're going to cut the paper plate in half. All right, just put these here for now. Okay, so we're cutting our paper plates in half. And one half is going to be the body of the ibis. And the other half we're going to use for the wing of the bird. Okay? So my plates have a little rim around it. So I like to cut the rim off so that it looks flat. If your paper plate may be flat. If you don't have paper plates, you can take a dish and trace around it on a piece of cardboard, like an old cereal box or something. And you can take a dish, just put it down on the cardboard, trace around it, and then cut your circle out. And you can use that as your plate, all right? So I'm going to take my half a plate, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut off the little rim on the plate. So I have a nice flat semicircle. I think this is a left-handed scissor. I don't know how this got here. Please, Ryan. All right, so I'm going to cut off the little rim of the plate. All right. Ryan, would you like to cut your rim off? Off it. All right, so we're going to cut off the little rim of the plate. We're just going to put it aside. Right, so we're taking our time. Oops. Dropping things there, boy. Right, so we are cutting around the edge. Now, if you're having a little bit of trouble, you can always ask a grown-up to help you. So if you need my help, Ryan, just let me know. All right, so we have one of our circles, and then we're going to cut the rim off again. So we have our other circle, okay? So go ahead, Ryan, cut the other side off. This one. Okay, let's put that there. All right, and so what I'm going to do while he's cutting that out is I'm going to cut out my template. Take the scissors and cut out my printable template. Okay. And I'm going to cut the shape out. This is to make it easier for me to draw, or for Ryan to draw. All right, so I'm going to cut the template out. Okay. So you can look in the comments where we put up the materials for the ibis. You can look underneath in the comments. There's a printable template there. You can print it out and then you will be able to have your shapes that you need to do your ibis. Hold on, Ryan. 1 minute. Let's hold on there. 1 minute. All right. It's always a good thing to have a dustbin. I forgot to bring a little dustbin to put all my bits and pieces in. Okay, no, don't throw them on the floor. All right, so we have our bird's head and neck. We have our beak. Okay, Ryan, I want to show you how to put those on. I'm going to show you how to put those on, trace around them. Okay, well, we don't really need a template for the body, unless, of course, you're doing it on a piece of cardboard. So we'll just wrap that there for now. All right, cut out our little legs. So cutting out some legs. Okay, Ryan, would you like to cut out one leg? Yeah? You want to keep your yes, you can keep your legs, Ryan. All right, so we're cutting out the legs here. I'm just going to cut them out quickly. Right. Right, so we're going to cut our legs out. Ryan, would you like to cut this leg out for me? There you go. Cut the legs out. Cut our legs out. Why do I want you to cut the legs out? Because you can do it. You're a big boy. Let's see. Just get this camera and put it over here.
Slow and steady raise.
Slow and steady wins the race. Take your time. Okay. Just gonna move these straps. These straps on the whoops. Put these straps to the side here for now. Don't want to clutter it up. Okay. So you don't really have to rush out and buy much. What you can do is look around the house. You might have an old cardboard box. You might have an old cereal box. You can use those to print the template out, or you can draw it freehand. It's up to you. And you trace your template onto your piece of cardboard or onto your paper plate, and then you cut it out to get the shapes for your bird. All right. So let's see how you're going there, Ryan. All right, so let's cut that leg out. Going good. Right, so we're waiting a little bit while Ryan is cutting out his leg, because we'll take our time. Now remember, you can always watch the video over after if you don't remember a step, or if we've gone a little too fast. You can always put the video back on and watch it again and again and again while you're making your ibis and your flamingos. All right. We're going to make our flamingo. And of course, it's always good to recycle. So if you don't need to go out and buy new things. You can use old cardboard from a box you have around the house. All right, so we have our legs here. Okay, and what we're going to do, now that we have our template, so let's put our bodies and our wings aside. Put your body and your wing aside. All right, then we're going to use another plate. And what we're going to do, I'm going to do it first and then Ryan will do it after.
Because I'm younger.
Okay, so we're going to lay our templates in the plate. All right, so we're going to lay our templates in the plate. Whoops, Ryan's going to pick that up for me. Can you get that, me love? Right, lay your templates in the plate or on your piece of cardboard, and then you're going to trace around them, all right? Did you get it? Sure you got it? Need your hat? All right, so what we're going to do is we put our templates in the plate. And we're going to take a marker or a pencil or whatever we have. All right, we're just going to trace around. Okay. So I'm going to do this. Ryan, you want to do yours? You have to hold it down and trace around. Great, good job. Thank you. All right, so we're going to trace around. All right. Okay, I'm going to give you these to put in your thing to trace around. All right, I'm just going to draw my other leg freehand. You can draw freehand as well if you like. It's up to you. All right, look at your other template here, Ryan. So you're going to put that in your plate. All right, I'm going to be marking a minute, 1 minute. So you just put them all in. Okay. Just put them all in. There you go. You can start tracing around yours. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ryan. Come on. You still sleeping this morning or what? I think he's still sleeping. All right, so I'm going to take my scissors now. All right. So you see I've traced my template into my plate or onto my cardboard with my shapes. And then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut carefully around those templates. My time. Okay. What you can do is cut off the excess bits first. Like the rim, cut that off. And then you can cut out the details. So I'm going to cut the rim off first to make life a little easier for me. Cut the rim off. Right. How are you going there, Ryan? Good? You're going freehand? Okay. Just leave space for your head and your feet. Alright, so I'm going to cut these out. Takes a little time. You have to be patient. Alright, so let's cut these out. I tend to stick out my tongue when I'm concentrating. The habit I have. My dad was the same. Hold on. Alright, let's see. Let's cut this template out. Alright, as I said, if you're having a little trouble, you can always ask a grown-up or a big sister or a big brother to help you. Or your granny or anybody. Just, okay, so we're going to cut those out. Ryan, you're going to cut out your bits. You have all of them. Chase around the template, okay? I have to trace right around the template. Alright, go ahead. So start cutting them out. So we have our bits. That's my head. Cut out my legs now. Okay. We're cutting these out. Takes a little time. Oh gosh, I forgot to bring a little bit of paper to put, but we'll use my tray to paint on. Don't forget to put a little piece of paper or plastic under your things when you are painting so you don't make a mess. All right, I'm going to use a paper plate for us to rest our things into. Go ahead, keep going. Just try, do your best. Okay. Cut out those legs. Okay, that one's in there. All right, now remember, comment, like, or share to be in the drawing at the end of the live for one of the 5 Dairy Milky Milk goodie bags. All right. So let's see. All right, so I have my things here. All right, so Ryan is taking a little time cutting. Ryan, would you like a smaller scissor? That might help you a bit. Yeah. Oops, okay, try that. That's a lot easier for you. You can neaten it up. All right, so while Ryan is cutting out his bits and pieces, I'm going to stick together our ibis. All right. So you want a nice strong glue, or you can use a stapler if you want to staple it on. Okay. Of course, the glue is not going to come out. It's a little bit camera shy. All right, so we put a little bit of glue on. All right, and we are going to stick the head of the ibis onto the body. Actually, I think that looks like a winch. So I'll use the bigger one for the body. Put a little bit of glue on.
I worked very hard on this foot.
Yes, you worked very hard on that foot. All right, so we're putting the ibis head on. Okay. You have to wait a little bit for it to dry. Okay, and once the head is on, we're going to put a little more glue on his back, right near his head there. Right, come on, glue. Right, so put a little bit of glue on. And we're going to add the wing onto the ibis. Can you all see how I stuck that? Right by the ibis neck. Stick that wing on there. All right. We got the beak. All right. So I'm going to put this down a little bit. Next thing we're going to do is stick the beak onto the front of the ibis. Okay, so I put a little bit of glue on. Now, as I said, you can take your time with this. All right, we are trying to do things a little bit quickly because you only have a certain amount of time with you, but you can take your time. So we're putting on the ibis beak on the front there. Have the wings on. What else we need to put on the ibis, Ryan? What else do I need to put on him?
Legs.
Legs. We need to put legs on. Okay, I need to put my ibis down a little bit. Put some glue on. Move this out of the way. Okay, so this is how your ibis is going to look when you're finished. Okay, hold on, Ryan. Let me just... All right, so I'm going to put the legs down quickly. Glue the legs to the back. All right, and Ryan is going to paint the ibis for me. And I'm going to put together his flamingo for him, all right? Ooh, goodness, this is the fun of live TV. It may not stick long enough for us to be able to paint. Let's see. All right, we're going to take our time.
I did my wing fancy.
You did your wings fancy. All right, I'm going to put your things aside here, Ryan.
I want to stick.
Hold on. Wait. I want you to paint this for me, actually. Would you paint this for me? Okay, well, Ryan is deciding he's building his ibis there, so I'm going to paint then. So I need my paintbrushes.
It's this glue again, not this sand.
All right, so you need help with that, Ryan? Let's see how Ryan puts together his ibis. All right, so I'm going to paint my ibis. I'm going to use my red paint.
Yes, it came out.
Okay, so you will put this flat on the table to paint. I'm just trying to hold it up to show you all how I'm painting my ibis. All right. Don't need too much glue there, Ryan.
Finally came out.
So I'm going to rest my ibis down for a little bit to paint him. Now, ibis get their red color. They don't get it right away. Actually, when they're born, they're like a gray-white sort of color. And for 3 years, they're that sort of gray-white color.
Gray.
Yeah, kind of boring looking. But then as they mature and they start to eat the food that gives them their red color, then their feathers change to that beautiful scarlet. Okay, so the types of food they eat to give them this beautiful red color are crustaceans like crabs, barnacles, they eat worms.
They eat barnacles?
Barnacles, they eat shrimp. All those things help to give them their beautiful red color.
They're basically like a tiny version of flamingos.
Yeah, like a Trini version of flamingos. Flamingos also get their color from eating crustaceans. All right, but they're pink. All right, so we have our. Now I hope my ibis doesn't fall apart, but you can see, as you can see, I'm painting my ibis here, nice and red.
Mine is 100%.
As the birds get older too, they develop black tips on their wings. Yeah, so they have nice trini colors, red and black. Okay, so we're putting our red on. Okay, Now, as I said, if you want and you have Google eyes, you can put a nice big Google eye on your ibis. Or you can cut out a little piece of white paper and use a black marker to put the eyeball in. So you can put a little eye on your ibis. All right, so I'm going to use a little bit of red and orange on the legs, even though the legs are more like a light pink. A little bit of white in there too. Here, so I'm painting my ibis legs.
Hello. Sorry, wrong number.
All right, so painting the ibis legs.
Supposed to do it.
Look at my own, and you can see. I put mine. Would you like some help? Right, so I'm painting my ibis feet. Now, as I said, if you want to have a funky carnival ibis, you can stick on some real feathers. You can stick on some gems. You can use some flowers. You can make your ibis really pretty and different. It doesn't have to just look like a normal ibis. You can make a really funky ibis if you have a couple of things. We're going to put some pictures up. We had somebody send in an ibis with beautiful flowers in its hair, just for fun. So have fun with your craft. Ryan is sticking together his ibis.
It's a flamingo.
Oh, he's doing a flamingo. Now the flamingo's back goes the other way, so he's turning his plate upside down. He's doing it the other way. All right, so here's my ibis. It's a little bit messy. Painting in the black beak. Oh, and what time is it? You're still with us? All right, so we're painting in the black beak. I forgot to bring my newspaper to put my ibis on, but that's okay. I'm using my plate to keep my table clean. Make sure you have a nice piece of paper on your table.
This isn't a flamingo speed.
That's not, no, Brian is quite correct. The flamingo has a more curved spoon type beak, so that's not a flamingo beak. Would you like to draw a flamingo beak? Very observant, Ryan. Flamingos have a different shape of beak. Look, you can use this because that's almost like a curve to make it a little smaller.
I'm just gonna make a little bit funky.
Good observation, Ryan. The flamingo's beak is a completely different shape. The ibis has a long, slender beak. All right. And Ryan is going to make the beak for his flamingo. Get these bits of paper out of your way. I'm just waiting for my paint to dry a little bit so I can put my eye on my flamingo. I mean my ibis. Oh, I'm getting confused.
Your eye?
All right, so you're going to glue that on quickly. Hopefully we'll have enough time for you to paint. If Ryan doesn't finish painting his flamingo at the end of this, we will post a picture up so you can see how he finished it. Because it does take time. You don't want to rush craft. You want to sit and relax and enjoy it.
That's what I did when I built my robot.
Yeah, Ryan built a robot this week. Maybe we'll show you his robot in the grand finale.
Or maybe it's the next time.
Yeah, maybe, or no, I think in the grand finale we'll save the surprise for last, right?
Yeah,
Right, so Ryan is putting on his flamingo's beak. I am just going to...
Oh, shoot, it's on the table.
That's okay, we'll clean it up after. This is why it's important to put some newspaper on your table before you start. You want to give him a hat? All right, why not? All right, so I'm just going to put a little eye in.
A party hat.
All right, so I have my flamingo here. So I'm looking forward to seeing your flamingos in the pictures. Send us in, because we'd love to have a little online album with all your lovely craft and arts.
Ouch.
All right, so it's almost time to say goodbye. But we want to remind you to tune in tomorrow. We have Auntie Melissa back with her Bollywood dancing. We have the EXO Multisport back with some yoga. And as I said, on Thursday, we have the wonderful animated film by Kevin Ball called Temple in the Sea, where we will learn about the temple in the sea. I don't know if any of you have been there, but it's a wonderful place to visit as well. So look out for that this week. We're going to be excited to be back with you again. Send us little messages. Let us know how you like the show, what you would like to see. All right. And don't forget to look in the comments at the end of this broadcast to see who the winners are, the 5 lucky winners of the Dairy The Milky Milk goodie bags. There'll be cool stuff in those bags, right?
I really want.
Ryan really wants one too. But anyway, everyone, we want to say thank you for joining us. We hope you had fun. We're looking forward to hearing from you. Go and do a little Google search. Learn some more about the Caroni Swamp. Learn some more about the birds and the animals that live in the swamp. As I said, there are over 100 species of birds in the swamp. So it makes a fantastic place to go for bird watching and photography. A lot of people do. People fly from all over the world to come to our swamp because it's really a one-of-a-kind wonder. If you've never been, try and take a trip and see this magnificent place. It really, really is magical to see those birds coming in at sunset and roosting on the trees. Have a little adventure. We live in an amazing country. Thank you all again for being with us. And from Ryan and I, we're just going to say goodbye and take care and see you again tomorrow at 10 a.m. Bye.